supposedly unrestricted parking all along the seafront here. So we're going to try and pick our spot and see where we can be. It is right on the seafront. Oh look, there's maybe a bit there, but we'll go from one end to the other and see where the best place to be is.
After 300 yards, you have reached your destination.
Walcott Beach, and sun's out, but there is an incredibly stiff breeze. The sea's blowing in. It's pretty good, but we're going to have a nice walk down. Don't know what's here. Managed to get Brian right on the front. There are a couple of other vans there as well. There's no restriction to parking that we've seen, so we'll see. We're going to have a walk down that way where all that sea spray is blowing up. What you can see here is what remains of Bromholm Priory, also known as Bacton Abbey, which was founded by Sister Norsta in 1113. It's mentioned in Chaucer's Canterbury Tales. It was visited by Henry III in 1233. But there's no public access quite to it because it's on private ground, but that's what remains of it. Well everyone, it's Tuesday morning. We had a really quiet night's sleep apart from the crashing of the sea. Woke up to a wonderful sunrise. Sun's still out, sky's blue. It is cold. It was about 2, maybe 3 degrees this morning when we got up. Don't think it's much warmer now. But we're going to do the Bacton Circular Walk. It's a download that you can get from Norfolk, visit norfolk.org. But if you just put Bacton Circular Walk into Google, it'll bring you to a page and it's a PDF. So you can either keep it on your phone, download it and print it out, do what you want. But it should be about 4.5 miles. And then we'll come back, have a little bit of lunch, maybe in one of the cafes, and then we've got another one to do, another 4.5 miler later this afternoon. So hopefully with the walks in between we should be up to about 11 miles for today. But we're just coming down a quiet lane. I'm going to assume that may have once been the old duck pond, usually on the village green and the triangle, but long since in better days. But so was the pub, the old Duke. That looks like it's ready to be ripped down and refurbished. But yeah, we're going to have a little walk around and see what we can see. Walking the country lanes means giving way to larger vehicles. St Margaret's at Whitton is still in use. There's about 100 parishioners. It's a very old site, probably dating back to the Norman times, but most of the church that you see here was built and expanded in the 14th and 15th century. The local area has a number of churches with these unusual round towers, but this is the first that we've seen.
Come on. Come on.
This is always Buffy. She can never find a smaller stick. You got a big stick? It's nearly as wide as the lane, but what are you doing? This is St Andrew's Church at Bacton. Once again, it originally dates back to Norman times, so probably 1066 onwards, but most of it was rebuilt and re-enlarged once again in the 14th and 15th century. It's meant to have inside some amazing wall paintings from the 16th century, and despite the sign being on the door saying it was open and notices saying it's open every day, the door was actually closed, so we can't get inside. But it's just wonderful, some of these. Right.
Absolutely gorgeous winter ploughman's lunch.
You had what soup?
It was carrot and parsnip soup with like a great big chunk of bread and chunks of cheese and a beautiful salad, pickle.
Yeah,
Gorgeous.
$6.95. I had a medium breakfast, which was locally sourced bacon, sausages, egg, hash browns. You know the usual.
Sprouts.
Hash browns?
I thought you said sprouts.
No, not sprouts. You're an idiot. You are. And I think that was $7.95. So that with a cup of tea made a really filling lunch. They were both good platefuls.
Yeah.
I think it was 17 quid with the tea. So that's not bad for a lunch. And it's definitely filled us up after our 6.5 mile walk so far. So yeah, if you're in the area, Watson's is the place to be for breakfast.
And they're very dog friendly as well.
Very dog friendly as well.
First thing they did was come up and give us a plate of biscuits for the dog, which I always think is a good sign.
Yeah, I think they're just testing to see if the dog's good or not. But anyway, we're going to press back on and see what happens. Decided that since the cows were coming towards us, maybe they think it's feeding time. Look, this one's coming right for us, but maybe they're friendly, maybe they're not. He's getting very close. Hello there, shaggy head number 2, big black boy, and shaggy head number 3. He's definitely a bull. And the fact that we've got red coats on might not have been a great idea, but they're definitely interested in us. Hello. mark to a sailor of the war 1939-1945. He was in the Merchant Navy. One next to it was somebody who served in the RNLI. A sailor of the Second World War, Merchant Navy. And W.H. March, Ordinary Seaman, Royal Navy. Served aboard HMS Badger. Technically was killed, or it was sunk on the 30th of October 1941. And we are at St Mary's Church in Happisburgh. And it's a wonderful little church in a traditional style. They'll quickly pan you around through the sun. But that's the base that we saw earlier, which I believe was possibly a coastal battery. And just down here on the edge of the path is another World War II defensive bunker. But the coast is getting very, very close to this point now. I don't know what speed it retreats at, but even if it's a metre a year on average, this church will be threatened in the next century. So this is Nelson's Patch. It's a brand new motorhome style air. I think when it's all fully grown up, most of the pitches seemed designed for, if you're reversing in, certainly they're designed for European style motorhomes with a door on the driver's side. If you've got a UK motorhome, you're going to have to go nose in so that your awning and everything comes out on the opposite side. But yeah, you have multiple pitches. Each one's got electric hookup and a water tap on it. You've got your awning point, and it does appear that each patch and each pitch does have a drain. Whether that's for your grey waste, I'm sure that people will come out. But if you reversed in, I'm certain with pipe connections you could have a continuous drain of your grey waste tank into that. I was uncertain, so I dumped mine in the Alsam pipe when we did the cassette. Got bins, access gate, security. At the moment, for us, as an emergency, we couldn't get into the pitch down by the seafront. So for £10 a night, you know, it's as cheap as some car parks without any facilities, and we'd have needed to have done a changeover anyway, because we've had to book into a CL site for today, which is in the Broads. We're heading away from the coast for a little bit, but yeah, I don't know how this is going to work. I hope it works for him, because he seems to have put a lot of effort in. Whether he will have to adjust his rules on no dogs, but he never told us that we couldn't bring our dog last night. So, and we'd spoke to him on the phone as I was booking in. Helen was on the phone to the owner. He knew we'd got a dog. And how his pricing setup will work when there's pop-up campsites actually in Walcott. There's a campsite next door and there's a couple of CL sites down at like £12 or £13 a night in the village. But I wish him good luck, see what happens. Definitely the UK needs more of these places that you can just book online as and if you need them. We will see.